Hey everyone, Nick from Nick's Crossing here. Welcome back to the train room for an awesome unboxing video. Just got back from 2 train shows. Yes, 2 train shows. Bunch of cool things to go through and operate. So here we go, guys. All aboard. Alright guys, so first we're going to talk about the Harrisburg show, and that show was awesome. Had a great time working the OL booth and everything. And before things started up there, I was able to walk around, do my rounds, and see what I was interested in. And honestly, I planned on not spending anything. I'm sure you guys hear that all the time. But I did spend a couple bucks on some beautiful cars. Now guys, I've been looking for wood-sided cars. I've been getting into the early steam, turn-of-the-century style cars, especially after purchasing this beautiful Mappa caboose. Like, man, I need some cars to run with that and make a beautiful consist of wood-sided cars. So, I found a bunch of scale wood-sided cars at Harrisburg. Was not expecting to run into that. This gentleman had about 20 cars. About half of them were wood-sided, but the other were like metal, and I already had those cars or something similar to it. Had some Williams cars there I wasn't too interested in. So I picked up these 3 beautiful cars for 40 bucks. Could not believe it. These cars, 2 are actually made by Crown Models. Never ever heard of them before. The other was CMP Models. So 3 cars from 2 different brands. And eventually, apparently, they went to Weaver. Weaver bought their tooling, which did not surprise me because the box was very similar to Weaver. The trucks and hardware and tooling are also very similar to Weaver cars. So the first car we're going to talk about, this is the CMP Models, this beautiful Wrath Pack. And I love this. Wrath Packing Company. Someone weathered the trucks on there. They look beautiful. Weathered the bottom of the wood slatting. The only thing they didn't do is add like a door, a gap here for the door, so it kind of looks funny, but I'm going to end up doing that with like a Sharpie or something like that. But yeah, this car is just beautiful. Underneath, you get the typical like Weaver style hardware there, like the brake cylinder. But yeah, I just love the detailing it did on the trucks there. Someone painted it, and this wheel here, you can see like excess paint, but I think they did a great job overall weathering this beautiful car. So got myself a Wrath Pack Reefer. A lot of R's in there. So yeah, that's the CMP Models car. So really cool. The other 2 are from Crown. The first one is this beautiful nickel plate road hopper right here. This was like brand new out of the box. These have die-cast trucks. The springs are just kind of hanging out in there. These are sprung trucks. They just kind of move and articulate around the layout. But it's a beautiful hopper. On the inside, very similar to a Weaver car, so I'm not very surprised at all. And I think these doors on the bottom actually open up, but we're not going to mess with those right now. The other car, this car, in my opinion, is the best out of both of them. This is called the Muncie and Western Railroad, or Muncie M, W, and R Railroad, and it's called the Ball Line. And check out this car. This thing just looks nice and crispy. Lots of detail in the back there. Wood-sided boxcar. And the door opens up. There we go. So that door opens up there. And these have like those traditional Weaver style trucks, and these are plastic, so the wheels are very similar to a Weaver car. But I love the artwork on here. This car rolls like butter. Same with the other 2 cars. So that's why I've been buying these off-brand like non-Lionel, non-MTH cars. They roll so nice. They look great. They're nice and lightweight. So you can add a bunch of them to a train. You're not going to like stress out your trains or locomotives. So 3 brand new cars, all wood-sided cars for 40 bucks. Couldn't beat it. The last piece I picked up at the Harrisburg show is actually in this box right here. Check that out. I finally got a Conrail caboose that is not like that high cupola caboose, the wood-sided one that's from the MPC era. And the cool thing is when I opened up this box at the show, I noticed that, first off, it wasn't like used or anything. There was still plastic all in here. It just sat on a shelf. But there was also this hiding in the styrofoam, and that was included with that Conrail patch right there. So that is just so cool to have. I don't really collect patches, but it was just a really cool item to just get in there as like a bonus. This car cost 25 bucks. I asked the gentleman at the stand, it's like, hey, what's the best you can do on this car? The box said like $44.95, and I was kind of like, man, if I can get this for 40 bucks, I'd be happy. He's like, well, how about $25? So I was like, yes, please. I'll take it for 25. So yeah, beautiful, brand new Conrail caboose from MTH's Premier line. This thing is beautiful. Has actual chains on the back right there. Brake wheel is on this side. Yep. Chains going down to there. Check that out. So these are actual real chains in there. And it's a beautiful piece. I might upgrade it to LEDs because the wires are a little like melty at the bottom. So maybe someone did run this, but it looks like it's, yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty new to me, but we'll probably do a rewire on this, put some LEDs in there. Maybe put blue LEDs just to mess around because it's Conrail. The inside is it decorated or not? So it is not decorated, so it's whatever. So I might put some like blue LEDs in there just for fun. Get that Conrail blue going right there. So the last items I received from the Harrisburg show were actually from a friend of mine. And these are really cool OL, Operation Lifesaver stickers. They'll be up here in the train room. This vehicle stops at all railroad crossings. I will not be putting this on my vehicle because my car may get like egged or something at work. So I will keep this up here in the studio, and it'll be well loved and well appreciated up here. Not on my car. I think they might push my car off a cliff or something when I'm not there. But the other piece is really cool too. This will not be on my car either. But yeah, this piece right here. Look, listen, and live. I love these signs. It's like old school OL right there. So this will be up here in the studio. I'm going to try to back this with a nice piece of plywood and try to preserve this sign. But I just love the vintage graphics and everything. So just such a really cool sign. Guys, the next items we're going to talk about are from the Scranton Train Show. And that show was sponsored by Bernie's Model Railroad. He owns a railroad shop in Jessup, Pennsylvania. Puts on this show twice a year. There's a fall show and a winter show. So I definitely recommend checking him out. His shop has a ton of really cool items from all different scales. So look him up on Facebook, Bernie's Model Railroad in Jessup, Pennsylvania. Jessup, Pennsylvania is near the Scranton area, so off 81, or the 81 corridor. So it's about 3 hours from my house, but it's definitely a cool shop to check out. So these items are so cool. The two accessories we'll be testing on the bench after I'm done opening them to see if they work or not. I have not tested them yet, so it could be like burning in flames here. But the first piece we're going to talk about is actually a gift from a viewer and friend of the channel, and that is this awesome Lino lines right here. We have this beautiful box of accessories, and there are signs in here. So we're going to use these up here on the layout. Got the original box right there. We have the crossing signs, stop sign, danger, do not trespass, a yard limit sign, a whistle board, and a reduced speed. So we'll be using some of these up here. I don't think we're going to reduce speed on the layout, but definitely the yard limit sign, I love those. The whistle boards, heck yeah. The crossing sign, definitely. That's a great sign for putting around the yard. And the stop sign's pretty cool too. I could put that outside the shop. So just a really cool sign collection. So thank you so much. I just really appreciate this piece. This is just so cool. So we're going to get into these other pieces. This first piece, I can't believe I bought this, but the gentleman that described it said it was worth it, and they're super rare, and when they work right, they are ridiculous. So guys, I bought an outhouse with a tree and a bush. So I don't know, take it as you will. And this is from Lionel, and it's a newer Lionel. It says Made in China right there. And this piece, we're going to have to test it on the platform or the desk over there. But if you take the roof off, there's a guy there with a light, and he is on the toilet. Apparently this piece, what it's supposed to do, according to the seller of this piece, the door is supposed to open up, and the gentleman sitting there on the toilet, as he's holding a newspaper, and he's supposed to put the newspaper down, and then the door is supposed to close, and he pulls the newspaper up. I'm like, that is just hilarious. I think I need one of these. I don't even know where I'm going to put that on this layout. I don't really have space for it, but maybe in like the hobo camp or the rail park or the rail fan park. I haven't decided yet, but it's going to go somewhere in here, wherever. But yeah, I had to have this piece. We're going to test it out. There are two leads on the bottom, so I'm assuming this runs at like 14 volts. It probably runs at 18, but we're not going to crank it because that light bulb in there. And I like running my accessories at 14 volts AC. The other piece is in this giant box behind me. I'm going to unbox this behemoth. I'm going to bring it to you guys front and center right here. All right, guys, this next piece is a K-Line Fun in Action piece. And I actually have another one of these accessories on the layout, In this corner right here, you can see that operating. It is a bulldozer, just doing some construction. There's like a guy chiseling the wall. Not really sure what they're doing, but I built like a little construction zone on my layout. And this piece is very similar to that collection. These are all full-scale pieces, and they are huge. But I've been looking for one of these for a very long time, and I finally found one. This piece is still like embedded in the styrofoam, and I also have to do some work with the wiring here. Their wires are like disconnected. But this is the, oh, there we go. This is the hobo camp right here. And this thing is just super detailed. You have people here just kind of hanging out. There's a fire pit right there. And this piece has a fan smoker, I believe, in the caboose. And it might go out to the fireplace. I'm not sure, but these K-line smoking pieces are insane. Like, they will fill up your entire room of smoke. My buddy Sean from Sean's Train Depot has at least 2 K-line smoking accessories. He's got the diner, the silver diner, and then also the, they call it the Colonial House. That thing smokes out his entire basement. So I can't wait to see what this piece is going to do up here. But you can see all the detail. Let me hold this caboose on here. This packaging sucks. Like, honestly, the styrofoam's like in there really good. But you can see the caboose sits there, all kinds of items. My yard limit sign needs to be glued back down. So I did not notice these defects at the time, but we'll get her all back rocking and rolling on the desk. So let's take these pieces over to the desk. Let's see if they work, and let's see how smoky it can get. All right, guys, so here is the yard piece. This thing is so cool. It's the yard office, and this is a full-scale, like, Vision Line caboose shell. It's amazing. Beautiful, beautiful shell. This is a smoking piece. It's kind of smoking right there, and I am going to redo all the scenery on here to make it look more realistic. So all this plastic stuff's just going to get covered over with Woodland Scenics. The fireplace is going kind of crazy, so I might rewire that as well. I have flicker LEDs from Strasburg Train Shop sells those kits. That's a little sporadic. It's kind of like I don't know, like a nightclub in there. Look at that. So it's a little sporadic for me. So I might try to upgrade this piece. But the lights in the caboose, check this out. It's beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So you have a cupola light. The lanterns in the back are lighted. There's a light here. And the funniest thing, let me turn this light back on. I plugged everything in. I fixed those wires. They're just quick connects underneath. And I'm like, man, why isn't this smoking? It's getting ample power running at 14 volts. I looked at this yard limit sign that fell over. I glued that. And I was like, why is this thing loose? It's in there. And then I looked, like, does this thing move? And it's a switch. So me flipping that turns on the smoke unit. It's like the weirdest on-off switch I've ever seen. So you just move this is off, that's on. So I was like, what the heck? And then the smoke started pouring out of this little stack. You can see it's all covered with smoke fluid residue. But yeah, check that out. So now she smokes like crazy. I had a lot of smoke fluid in here to prime this. It's never ran before. And there was just smoke billowing all over this. It was so cool. But look at that. So yeah, such an interesting piece. And all you do is just turn off your yard limit sign. Who would have thought? All right, guys, here's the outhouse. This does work, and this thing is hilarious. It's really interesting, but yeah, it's a DC motor in there for sure. There's a resistor circuit, so if I go over here to my test transformer and give it power, you'll hear the motor runs at the same speed no matter what I do on the dial here, but the light will change brightness. So we're going to run her not too hot. I don't want to burn out that light. So let's do the full cycle here. So motor's running, the door should open any second, and there he is. Holy crap, he has his pants down. Whoa, that's weird. But yes, he does have the newspaper. He lowers the paper and closes the door. You can see the moon through the door, and just an overhead look, it just has an incandescent bulb in there. I might switch that out to an LED just to prolong the life of this accessory, but wow, that's hilarious. I can't see that again. That is just raises the paper up and then closes the door. So yeah, what an interesting Lionel accessory. I've never seen one of these before. This is like something that you would see at like the Choo Choo Barn or something like that. But yeah, such a cool piece. There is room for this piece in the back corner of the layout. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. where the trailer's at, in the corner, oh, right there, that little mobile home, to the left of that in the cornfield, there's enough room for this accessory. So we will have this on the layout pretty soon, not in this video for sure, but we'll do a video on that as well. I'll also spruce up some of the earthwork here to kind of brighten up some of this. Same with the hobo camp right here. We'll do another video just on each accessory, explaining them and upgrading them to their full capacity. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for this unboxing video of the Scranton and Harrisburg train shows. Both were excellent shows. Can't wait to go back to those shows and see what other items they have in the future. We have York coming up. We also have the Kutztown train meets in the spring and summertime. Can't wait to get to those. So stay tuned for those shows, guys. And the best way to stay tuned with those, subscribing, make sure to hit the bell for notifications. And if you like this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, and love reading the comments there, guys. But anyways, happy railroading. We'll see you soon. Stay safe out there. See ya next time. Bye, guys.